Reports are stating that Tottenham Hotspur Football Club will not appeal Antonio Conte's red card, which he received on Wednesday in the Champions League game against Sporting. Reports are also stating that Spurs are concentrating on new contracts for Dyer, Højbjerg and Harry Kane. On Friday, Tottenham Hotspur received a fine of £20,000 from the Football Association. Spurs have accepted the fine for failing to control their players in the Newcastle game last weekend. Antonio Conte has come out and said, I continue to enjoy every day at Spurs. And Brian Hill has come out and said, I think I'm getting better. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping well. This is another edition of Tottenham News, where I'll be going through all of the latest Spurs news, rumours and reports. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like and share. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Now let's start with some very positive comments from Tottenham Hotspur head coach Antonio Conte. In his press conference ahead of the Bournemouth game, he said, I'm enjoying every moment of my adventure with Tottenham. I discovered a modern club with fantastic training facilities, amazing stadium and passionate fans. At the same time, the demands of our fans, the demand is very high and I continue to enjoy every day. Now, Tottenham Hotspur winger Brian Hill has been talking about his time at Tottenham and said, I'm focused on the present, not thinking about the future. I'm focused on improving and playing as much as possible. I'm working to give my best to do well when it is my turn to play. It's the motivation I have to improve every day and contribute as much as possible. In England, it's a different style of play than in La Liga. More physical, more back and forth. It tests me, but I think I'm getting better. In Conte's pre-match press conference ahead of the Bournemouth game, he was talking about Brian Hill and said, I believe in him, otherwise I don't risk a player in the Champions League. I try to find the right moment for when he can be useful for the situation. I've seen good improvement. I'm sure about Brian Hill's future because we are talking about a player who sees football. Sky Sports have just reported that Tottenham Hotspur Football Club have just been fined £20,000 by the Football Association for failing to control their players during the Newcastle defeat at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium last weekend. Tottenham Hotspur head coach Antonio Conte provided the team news ahead of the Bournemouth game in his press conference on Friday. He confirmed that Dejan Kulusevski and Richarlison are still out and will miss Tottenham's trip to Bournemouth. Reports have been published today from the Evening Standard and they are stating that Tottenham are not going to appeal Antonio Conte's red card, so he will be missing for the Marseille game and he will be sitting in the stands watching Spurs play. The Evening Standard have also stated that Tottenham Hotspur are focusing on 3 players' contracts at the moment: Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Eric Dyer and Harry Kane. Also from the Evening Standard today, they are stating that Harry Kane's contract talks with Tottenham will not take place until after the World Cup because the England striker is fully focused on the tournament in Qatar in November. So it's another very busy weekend of Premier League football. 8 games will take place on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. The 8 games on Saturday are as follows. In the early kick-off, Leicester will take on champions Manchester City. And then it's Bournemouth v Tottenham, Brentford against Wolves, Brighton against Chelsea, Crystal Palace will host Southampton, Newcastle against Aston Villa, Fulham against Everton, and Liverpool will play Leeds. And then on Sunday, Arsenal will take on Nottingham Forest and Manchester United will take on West Ham United. Tottenham Hotspur head coach Antonio Conte had his press conference ahead of the Bournemouth game on Friday at Hotspur Way. He was still talking about that VAR decision, of course, at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Wednesday against Sporting. He has claimed that he could make better VAR decisions from his own home. This is what he had to say.
The last game was incredible, I repeat, was incredible. And you scored. You are already qualified for the next round. You are celebrating, and then you invent to stay 5 minutes to look the situation that we are, and to take a decision, and you don't know if it's right or wrong. But it's incredible. This is not football. in this way. In this way, it's not football. Also because you got the emotion. You got the emotion of everybody, and especially the players. Like, because you don't know. You don't know. Before you score a goal, and you don't know what happened later. If someone invent a fall 1 minute before, to discover a fall 1 minute before, and then they go to disallow this. It happened also this. It happened this. But it happened only when they want to happen. When I stay at home and I see the image, and I'm watching another game, and I see the image and the VAR, and then for me it's easy to take the best decision. Instead, then you see, for example, that they take the opposite decision, and they go, oh, I don't know football, or maybe who stay in the VR, they are seeing another images.
Now, my thoughts on these stories in this episode. Let's start with Antonio Conte's comments. Music to my ears, actually. I continue to enjoy every day at Spurs, he said in his press conference on Friday. Absolutely love him saying that. And it's going to actually mark his 1 year anniversary next week of being Tottenham Hotspur head coach. And you think that, this last year, yes, we've had ups and downs, but we've had some great times under Antonio Conte already, finishing in the top four, getting Champions League football. Champions League football, of course, is back at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium this season. Let's hope that, Tuesday night is a massive game. And, apparently Spurs are not appealing Antonio Conte's red card. So we will have to do without him in the dugout, in the technical area, etc. On Tuesday. It's going to be a massive game. Hopefully we'll win it, and hopefully we will go through, or even a draw will take us through to the last 16. A big day on Tuesday. But absolutely love hearing Antonio Conte saying that he's enjoying his time at Tottenham. And as I've said many times, let's hope that this manager is backed in the way that he needs. Time, patience and money. That is exactly what he needs. And I love the manager. I think he's done a fantastic job in the last 12 months, taking us from Europa Conference League football and taking us to Champions League football. And of course, that is where we belong. Also on Bryan Gil, of course, Antonio Conte has spoken very nicely about him, very complimentary about him. Bryan Gil himself has come out and said, I think I'm getting better. I agree. These last couple of games in the Champions League, when Bryan Gil has come on, he has made the difference. He made the difference the other night against Sporting. And of course, he won the penalty in the previous game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium as well. He is getting better. And I will go as far as saying that I want to see him get minutes in the Premier League now. And I said this on the Spurs Chat podcast the other day. I want to see him get minutes. I'd like to see him get minutes and play in the Premier League. He's bulked up. He's certainly improved 100%. Let's see him get some minutes in the Premier League now, and let's see what he can do. Thanks for watching, and thanks for listening. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like and share. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, come on you Spurs.